Welcome to another edition of the Sportsport. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sportsport here on a Wednesday. Barnes and Tony, once again, the double New York wins.
That's right, baby.
Times have been bad, but at least for one night, times were really good.
That's right, man. I mean, I had a great night last night, dude. Exciting wins, fighting through the rain for both of those games. So yeah, stoked to be here, stoked to talk about it. We got some PGA too. Typical Wednesday, dude. Typical Wednesday. How you doing, dude? You were at the game. You were
at the
there,
game,
dude.
and I had to say,
poncho on.
What a time, no poncho. Shout out Corey. Obviously, great seats and great time with JD, Aaron, and Rich.
Hell yeah.
We got to Billy's like between like 5:30 and 6. Had a couple drinks there. Got into the stadium around 6:30.
What are you drinking?
Surfside and Sun Cruiser. Same thing basically. So the seats are great. Third base line, 12 rows up. Perfect view. And it was interesting too. The way the game started, and you could kind of tell they were going to go off, even though I think they had like one or two hits through 4 innings, and they scored on the error to get that one run, but they had hit some balls like to the warning track before, and then they really just went off. And it was just it was nice too. The rain delay was so quick. You never know with these weather forecasts, but it seemed like it was going to linger longer. But it was really like 20-30 minutes of just heavy rain, and then it just completely cleared up. Went back, and even with the rain delay, I think the game was over about 10:30. So I feel like that's pretty good. Michael with the matching green. It's like he knew he was out for the Yankee win, the Scottish Open. Come on, Michael. So yeah, it was just an all around great time. And it was good to get back in the win column. Good to have a win like that. Easily could have been a shutout. But we had one of our worst pitchers going on. I don't know if they've DFA'd him yet today. He gave up the 2-run homer to Cal Raleigh. But I'm certain that they will probably do that soon, and we'll talk more about the specifics of the game. But always a great time at Yankee Stadium. Great people, of course, and Raul to go. Actually going to go again on Saturday, so pumped for that as well.
Corey again with the tickets?
No, this was GAF.
Because
they have season tickets, so they usually give us a couple games a year. So
that's pretty sweet.
It's just fortunate, and nothing like being at Yankee Stadium, honestly. So that was awesome. But what do we have here for regular comments?
The
non-spam version
comments, dude. Let's see what we got going on in here. Early, often, Kev Deuce says, "Let's go, dude. We want the smoke. What a comeback for the amazing Mets last night." Yes, it was, dude. Shout out to DTV and the TCA. We are the best. And it's DJ Khalid voice, dude. And then it looks like John Pollock says, "Can't wait to sweep the Rays." Bang. Plus, we back on top of the league with the best record. Detroit seems like obviously an absolute powerhouse right now. And then he says FLA. And then I think we got like a bunch of spam guys.
Yeah,
whatever, dude.
Don't read those,
I'm not even going to read them, Brian. Yeah. But then we have Josh B saying, "What up, fam, dude? What's up, Josh B? Good to hear from you."
Josh B.
And then, Danny Green in here. Daniel Green says, "You knew the balls were started flying after the rain passed." Daniel Green, unfortunately, if you haven't noticed, Brian, not in studio with us today. Why? Traffic, dude.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, obviously coming from Long Island, tough. and it's like, I think he texted me like at 8:30 in traffic, said I'll be there in an hour, but not really sure. Text me an hour later, still gonna be another hour, dude. And like, I guess that happens. I did hear Debbie Duhame there talk about some significant traffic, I think on 84. I don't know like how that would really I guess maybe affect him, but nonetheless, dude, he's working from home today. So don't worry, Brian. He'll be back here tomorrow. All right.
Yeah.
Dude?
No, I know he's riled for the Yankee win. That's the important part.
Yeah, I guess.
And the balls were really flying. And it was crazy too.
I'm pretty sure he was there actually yesterday.
Oh, he was?
I'm pretty sure he was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that, but that's awesome. Yeah, so it was great to see that. For sure. And we also have Matt Bruh in the house who says Morno Bruz. So awesome to have him with us as well. But it is just amazing, how quick things can change, just feelings wise. And obviously, I mean, there's just so much time to go. Obviously so many things to be done. But I think one of the biggest things that was awesome about yesterday was that, after the show, we found out the news, excuse me, that basically
DJ water, dude?
Oh no, I'm good. But that DJ LeMahieu basically is on his way to being DFA'd. And that they're gonna have Jazz permanently at second, and he made a great play at second yesterday. But he's just so much more comfortable there, and that Peraza is going to hold down the hot corner until Candelario comes up or they trade for a third baseman, which hopefully they do. But just makes the team so much better. So that was awesome to see. Mark Leiter injured. Crazy. Another thing with the medical staff. Supposedly he's had a fractured leg. Last couple of games, still pitching. I don't know how that always happens, but he's been spotty. So probably good that he's off, and Scott Efros is going to get a shot. He finished the game yesterday. So, that bullpen is going to get reworked. And then we get Schittler tonight. So we're excited about that. And like I said, we'll talk more specifics in a second. And then Matt also says, nice Yankees dubs last night. Need to keep doing that. And absolutely, I mean, that is how it should look. And like I was kind of alluding to yesterday, so you never know, what will actually happen. But as bad as they've been playing, they're due to have like a really good stretch. When we're talking about them winning 8 of 9 series, whatever it was at one point this year. And they continue to have big offensive games like that, even when they go in droughts at times. So you hope that this is the start of a sustained hot stretch, because they could use it, especially with the Blue Jays winning again last night. Obviously, they're playing the White Sox, so you kind of have to expect that at this point. But feeling pretty good. Just got to piece together the pitching, and I think the offense is going to be there. That's for sure. So we'll talk more baseball in a second, but like we talked about yesterday, it is Wednesday. We do have the Scottish Open starting yesterday, or not yesterday, but tomorrow morning. I think the first tee times are at like 1:30.
Ridiculous.
With the time difference.
You're gonna be up?
So Michael Bucket will be up though. So the Scottish Open has been around since 1972. Of recent, I guess since 2019. It's been at the Renaissance Club. It was on a rotation, before that, but the Renaissance Club, North Berwick, Scotland, par 70, 7,237 yards. And it looks like, yes, just like the last 2 years, purse is $9 million, winner getting $1.575 million, and a pretty strong field as well. And this is part of the Rolex series on the European tour. So it's a coach sanctioned event with the PGA tour. So that's where you get the strong field. And obviously it's just a great preparation, for next week's Open Championship at Royal, Portrush. And if you look at who's in the field, I mean, really all of the top names.
Who isn't?
Exactly. You got Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Xander Schauffele, Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, JJ Spawn, Ludwig Gobert, Sepp Straka, Victor Hovland, Tommy Fleetwood, Robert McIntyre, who won this tournament last year, Maverick McNeely, Harris English, and Sam Burns, and Justin Rose. Remember the runner-up finish at the Open Championship just last year. So a competitive field. I think it's going to be great golf. And it just such a difference, because obviously we're not, tuning into these
Mhm.
DP World Tour events, but just the way that the courses are, with the thick rough, the wide open layout, the burnt out fairways, and then the unpredictable weather. Weather is
Mhm.
supposed to be good, but you never know. It could be sunny, and then next morning it's downpouring, and they never stop play for anything. So you just never know what you're gonna get, and that's what's awesome. So love to see that. But yeah, so I know there's a lot of different directions to go here. But what are you thinking for this Open Championship warm up at the Renaissance Club?
Dude, like you said, a lot of different ways to go. I mean, like, obviously, I've been picking Scotty a lot, dude, who's finished what in the top 10 his last 9 tournaments, dude. So, and obviously with 3 wins too, but I'm gonna go with a guy who's a 2-time major winner. This is a guy, dude, who's somewhat young on tour, I guess. I think he's 28 years old. But give me Colin Morikawa.
Has
dude.
Really struggled, a little standoffish with the media this year as well.
Yeah, dude, very standoffish with his caddy as well. Canned him,
right?
And now just linked up with Billy Foster.
Billy Foster, yep.
Who's caddied a lot of great golfers. Matt Fitzpatrick, I think, was most recently a winner last year. I forget what, but in any case, I feel like it's Morikawa's time here, dude. I mean, he does have 4 top 10 finishes this season, no wins yet, but still has had some good tournaments out there despite struggling and being a little, I guess, like standoffish to the media. And you'll get some of his stats here. I mean, he's ranked 7th in strokes gained total here, specifically stroke gains off the tee. He's 10th, and approaching the green, he is 5th. So does have, kind of a good game off the tee from the fairway. I've seen him make some pretty significant kind of, bunker outs that were really impressive too. Obviously, where a lot of his demise comes from is his putting, but hey, maybe the new caddy coming out here, reading the greens a bit better for him, does better on the putting. I'm going to say here, opening round 60 for Morikawa here, Brian. Course record, doesn't look back. Wins this tournament, I'm going to say I'll say 16 under, which seems to be somewhere around the average. But in any case, dude, and then for a sleeper, I'm going to go with Thomas Dietrich. He's also a guy who I think won in Phoenix this year. I think that was his only win. A couple of top 10s, has been a sleeper pick that I enjoy. 2 years ago, tied 10th here, so familiar with the course. Hopefully, that can treat him well. And I say he'll win at 14 under. And I'd say that's pretty much it, dude. I mean, it'd be nice to see Bob McIntyre go back-to-back. I think he'd be the first person ever, or at least in this Rolex era, to go back-to-back. Obviously, I think he'll be the first person ever to go back-to-back, first person from Scotland, right, last year in this Rolex era to win the tournament. Obviously a hometown guy. And also you look at, his past couple of years. I think he tied for second, right, 2 years ago with Rory.
Yeah.
So regardless, there's going to be, I think, a really great, highly competitive field here. And like we were saying earlier this week, dude, I mean, these kind of back-to-back tournaments here, across the pond, I'm getting kind of jacked up, even though I won't be awake for the tee times.
Yeah, exactly. And they do, have the I guess the encore presentations available. So this is kind of not really going off of, any type of like the way he's been playing. But I'm gonna go with Xander just because they I just saw an article on here. They're calling it the worst season of his career. Obviously, you come off last year where you win 2 major championships, and then this year you're winless, and really just have been very inconsistent, missing time with injury. So it seems like he's ready to dial it back up just in time for the Ryder Cup and a chance to defend his title at the Open Championship. So I think if he wins, it'll be at 18 under, and he'll give us that consistency that we've gotten to know from Xander, especially in the big events, really over the course of his career. So we'll say he would win at 18 under. And then in terms of a sleeper, I am going to go with Thurston Lawrence. He was in contention at the U.S. Open faltered down the stretch from South Africa. Big DP World Tour player, but comfortable with this type of layout. And I think he has some talent. And I think if he can go low early, I could see him definitely being in the mix. So that's awesome. So I would say if he wins, it'll be at 19 under par. And then also, like we talked about in terms of the coverage here, you're starting with 3:15 on ESPN Plus, and then 11 o'clock on Golf Channel. So kind of a different type of deal here with the time difference, but this is going to be some great golf, and I'm looking forward to watching what I can.
Yeah, dude, me too, man. You don't seem really that stoked about it.
No, I am.
Yeah, you're just a little tired. What are you talking about? 3 hours?
No.
What time did you get back last night?
No, I got back at 11:30.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I got up at 6:30.
Okay. Wait, so did you leave the stadium early because the game?
No, but he drove me back. So
it was just super fast.
40-minute drive.
Okay,
because
nice.
He parked so far away, there was no traffic. Yeah. Luckily, I'm still here to tell the story, like I was telling you. So, but yeah, no, definitely pumped for this, and the Open is going to be something. I think
hell yeah, dude.
The perfect warm-up tournament, and then I'm sure we'll just do a couple leaderboard updates, but won't really talk too much about it. But you will also have the ISCO championship, the alternate event being played in Louisville, for everybody who didn't qualify for this event. And so that's a full field event, but obviously you have a lot of guys that didn't qualify playing in this, and only one guy actually in the top 100, Emiliano Grillo, who lost in the playoff last week, and then a fan favorite of ours, Michael Thorbjornsson, is the second ranked player, best player in this field. So we'll do some updates on that tomorrow, but just we're in the stretch run here with the golf. And before we move on, I did see in the comments, what was Matt Bruss saying about like the coughing, the water?
I think he was just looking out for you, because when you were coughing and it seemed like you were struggling a little bit.
Oh yeah, but it was just one of the no. But I'm saying I still don't understand what, like the couch, like
no, he corrected himself. Cough over here, yeah. Cough.
Hold it.
It did seem like you were kind of holding back the cough.
Oh
thing,
no, it was just one of those things when you're talking, then you just got like a little hairball, whatever it is. But went away, no problem.
Yeah, hairball.
Honestly, like seeming like this is a big deal. It's like me asking you if you're hungover. It's like, no, wait, what are you talking about?
Like, what are you even talking about, dude? It never happens, dude.
But I still just it is crazy though. Even if you're not hungover, just the difference in how you feel the next day, whether you drank or not. Like, obviously if you had like 2-3 beers, like probably not gonna feel anything, but have 5, even just 5 or 6 versus if you didn't have anything, like the difference in the feeling it's ridiculous.
I mean, whoever has 2 or 3 beers, like, come on.
I feel like you've had 2 or 3 beers before. Dinner with the parents, don't want to get too hammered. You've definitely done it. A couple Peronis.
I don't know, man.
I feel like I've even at your house, like over the last couple of years, there was definitely like a night where, we're not going too crazy, a couple Peronis. Like the first night, like you didn't get hammered.
Oh yeah, no. That's right.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
But that was. I think I had 1 though. But it's not 2 or 3. Nobody has 2 or 3. Okay.
It's either
1 or 10, dude.
One is 2 or 3. Okay. And then we got the great Yurdini.
Yeah, dude. He says the year. And he says LFG Yanks, dude.
Let's fucking go, Ernie.
Yeah. And then we have John Pollock says, give me Tommy Fleetwood to win here, dude.
He's due. He's going to win at some point, you would think.
He says, what's up to Erdini? And then we also have Bronx 718 checking in here from Twitch. Let's go, Yankees.
Let's fucking go. And let's go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game! Out of sight!
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drilled deep to left field. There it goes! See ya!
Oh, what do you think Ernie means, Tony? Oh, he's talking about facetious.
Yeah,
facetious. Yeah. Okay. Well, at least somebody noticed it. It's not just me.
He doesn't know how to spell it. I don't know, man. Come on.
But yeah, so obviously it was a great win yesterday. By the way, I mean, the fact that I know you're going to lose it about this, but I almost commented about it. But again, Yankees decisive win, Mets struggle, last place team, but of course Mets first in the title. Like that like you do it purposely though. Just admit it.
Alphabetical.
And I
would
would
say this
say
every time, dude. Alphabetical. Okay,
not
I'm standing by the alphabetical.
And I feel like also, yes, we do have some listeners that are Mets fans, but the majority of our listeners are Yankee fans. But yet the Mets always need to be center stage. Pete Alonso on the cover. It always has to be about the Mets. And I know it's always about the Yankees.
I put Will Warren on there yesterday, okay, dude?
But Alonso, after the Yankees had won the previous game, was
when
ridiculous.
the Yankees won the first Subway Series, it was Cody Bellinger,
we always
dude.
go by the
all right,
previous
no, we
night's
don't
game.
always do
Yes,
that.
we
don't
do.
always do that.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. There always is like this push. Like, I don't know if Jay's texting you on the side or what it is.
It's ridiculous.
And then Ernie agrees with me. Says
of
it's
course
bias,
he agrees
clear
with me.
bias.
He's biased.
Anyway, yeah, it was a great win here to win 10-3, second straight victory. And I thought Will Warren, who got knocked around in his last start, I think he pitched very well. I mean, didn't allow a run, 5 2/3, 1 out short of a quality start, 4 hits, like we mentioned, no runs, only 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. I think he had, the fastball and the slider working. And I was talking about this at the game with JD last night, and it's like I've always just been kind of like, it's Will Warren. Like he has a tendency to give up a lot of runs, and there was kind of like a lot of hype with him before he made his debut last year, and then he kind of struggled. And he's obviously pitched better this year. His strikeout rate is unbelievable. I know his ERA is still high, 4.70. A lot of that is because of a few bad starts, but it's like he kind of is maybe better than the way I look at him, because I just look at him as like kind of like, I hope we don't have to pitch him, this and that. And like, yeah, he's not ready to be a playoff pitcher right now, but probably as a 4 or 5 starter, I think he has the talent to be pretty good. So it'll be awesome to see if we can develop him, and especially with these injuries, we will definitely need to do that. So he gave us everything we could ask for, and really the entire pitching staff did, other than Grant Hartlib, who, like I said, I would not be surprised if he gets released. A third of an inning, 3 hits, 3 runs, and that home run to Cal Raleigh. But Hamilton and Afros closing it out, and then Tim Hill got some big outs, as he always does. Came on with 2 on and 2 out, and got a pop-up. His ERA is down to 2.38. So the entire pitching staff did a great job. And it was nice, too, because a lot of these games during the losing streak, it was like, you gave up 6-7 runs in the first inning, and then it's just game. And it's just over. And it just sets the tone for the game. But this was different. We kept them off the board even when they had runners on early. And we hadn't got anything across. And we were in, I think it was the top. Yes, it was the top of the 5th inning.
Yes.
2 outs, a 2-1 count. You had your about a half-hour rain delay. And downpouring, like I said, it seemed like, maybe like the game's not going to resume, or it's going to be lengthy, but, it was only like a half hour. So Warren comes back out, gets the ground out to get out of it. It was a ground ball right to first. And then this is when the offense starts, because the Yankees, like I said, it hit some balls to the warning track, but were unable to get any runs across. But they were able to get one across in the bottom, of the 5th inning. So it was good to see that. And, because I just had been talking about really at the game where it's like, we have these opportunities and then we just never capitalize. But basically what happened here is after Jazz had flown out, Goldschmidt hit a single. So you had 1 on, 1 out. Wells worked a walk. He doesn't usually walk too much, but he had a good game yesterday.
He's all right.
So you were first and second, 1 out. Volpe, what do you know? At least he wasn't a double play. So you got first and third, 2 outs. And then Peraza, they called it an infield single. I think it should have been an error on Young. We were talking about the game. Probably some hometown scoring. But speaking of scoring, that's scored Paul Goldschmidt. So gave the Yankees a 1-0 lead. And they really never looked back from that point. I mentioned, Warren having 2 on with 2 out. They go to Tim Hill there in the 6th inning. He gets Solano, who was pinch hitting because they had a lefty due up to line out. And then 6th inning, this is where the game really broke open. And it was funny. I was talking about this at the game as well. And I'm sure you've noticed this with the Yankees, when they were going through the tough stretch, especially on offense, where, Judge singles, Bellinger singles. So you have 2 on, nobody out. That next batter during that cold stretch, 90% of the time, struck out, popped up, hit into a double play. Stanton crushes a 3-run homer.
Yeah, I saw that.
Place was going nuts. And I mean, he absolutely tattooed it. And then also what's crazy, and I know like he hits a lot of hard balls, but it was like, I think balls over like 115 miles an hour. He leads the majors since 2015, and Judge is second, and he has half of the amount of hits. He has 158 hits of 115 miles an hour.
That's wild.
Like, so he just obviously, when he connects, he connects. So that made it 4-0. Jazz had walked, but then got caught stealing. But then Goldschmidt doubles, and then Austin Wells homers. So 3rd straight game for Austin Wells. Maybe his season's turning around. So that made it 6-0. Nothing across there. 1-2-3 inning for Hill in the 7th. And then in the bottom of the 7th, the Yankees keep going. After Dominguez struck out, Judge homers for his 34th of the season to make it 7-0. And then you had Bellinger and Stanton single. Jazz just missing a homer, but scoring Cody Bellinger to make it 8-0. Goldschmidt singles to make it 10-0 because Stanton and Jazz were able to score. And that was all the offense for the Yankees. Like I mentioned, Hartlieb, to start, his appearance, gives up a single, a double, and a homer to make it 10-3. He strikes out a Rosarena. They pull him after he walks Polanco. Ian Hamilton gets a double play. And then it was really copacetic from that point, moving forward. 1-2-3 inning in the 8th. 9th inning, Scott Efros, who's, missed a lot of time over the last couple of years coming off Tommy John, works around a 2-out walk and gets JP Crawford to ground out to end the game. So Yankees win 10-3. Very important win because the Rays had lost. Jays won their 10th straight. So we keep that 3.5 game deficit, and then also pick up ground on the Mariners, who are in that 3rd wildcard spot. So you really needed to win this game. You did in dominant fashion. So it was just one of those rare times, especially being at the game. And it's just, luck of the draw. But there's just been so many games. Really, I think the last 2 were like this, where, we lost, had to tried to, come back, couldn't. So to have a game where it ended up being a laugher was awesome. And you really felt like, the entire team contributed. So you love that. And I just love Jazz at second. It just like, it finally like doing something that makes sense. And then acknowledging that, it's pretty much over for LeMahieu, that he's not going to be, they said he's just going to be basically a bat off the bench. And I think that's great. I think Peraza is great at 3rd, even though he can't hit a lick. The fact that your defense in the infield is solid throughout, so important. Like, it's like people complain about offense, and like, yes, we need to get a 3rd baseman. But you can't have bad infield defense. You're not winning anything without good infield defense.
Yeah, no, you're totally right, dude. And I think, keeping Jazz there is definitely helping that middle infield, dude. And I think also to what you were saying too, I mean, I definitely want to kind of tip your hat to the pitching staff of the Yankees, or specifically really Will Warren, dude, because not for nothing, man, that 5th inning, it was downpouring. I mean, you saw it on the broadcast, and then you get a delay. And I know it wasn't a long delay, but I mean, for any pitcher, veteran or newbie pitcher, I mean, it's tough to deal with that and then go back out there and then continue to pitch. So obviously tip your hat to him, dude. That's servicing his way through this game. And obviously the lineup, I mean, the bats did exactly what we were talking about. I mean, Logan Gilbert, obviously career ERA not great against the Yankees, and it definitely showed up last night. So yeah, it was a good win.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you just love having Stanton back. And, he'd been kind of struggling, only 1 home run so far. But to hit that home run, it just seems like when he goes, the rest of the lineup follows. And you love it.
And Goldschmidt had a great game.
Yeah, Goldschmidt too, because he had been going through a tough time. It seems like he's turned it around. So
even though his stats are still great,
it was just because
so
he was
funny.
hitting like where Judge is hitting, and now he's 270, 280, but still obviously having a great year. But yeah, I feel great about the offense, and it's just about piecing it together with the pitching. We'll see what Schittler does in his debut tonight. Like I said, I kind of think it's a addition for a trade coming up. We'll have to see. But nevertheless, it's a good feeling right now. And the whole thing is make another streak. You've had all these tough stretches. Now go win 3-4 series in a row.
Right.
And win tonight. Like win the series tonight. And then you're playing with house money tomorrow. And I expect them to do that. We'll see what happens. What else did we get on the comments?
Yeah, sure. Did we get some comments here? Ernie still thinking of a conflict of interest, making titles. He think he can do it. He can't do it. He can't handle it. Jay Bird says big win for the Yankees, gritty win for the Mets. Donna Lee in here says good morning, all. Good morning, Donna. And then Jay Bird in here says Grimace was smiling down on the Mets last night. He says like, comment, subscribe with that new fresh profile photo. Look great, Jay. Then we got 3 points here saying the top of the 7th showed the infield defense being awesome, dude, for the Yankees, obviously.
Yeah. So, I mean, it just, like I said, I love that new alignment. But, Jay, I don't know. Gritty win, last place team, down a lot. I don't know. I don't know how gritty that really is.
Down a lot?
And then talking Grimace, I don't know.
I mean,
I just think those are the things. Like, that's like this is a guy. Like, those are the things that,
I mean, say what you will about the Grimace thing, but you even said it yesterday, Brian. Okay, Orioles, watch out. The new manager, Tony, what's his name, dude? They've been hitting well. Like, it wasn't, and you said this is one of those series that you think it's like, oh, they're 10 games under. They're not a good team. But as of recently, like you had the whole spiel yesterday, it was a gritty win.
So what I would say is I did say that, but again, it's still a last place team. So it's not gritty. It's what you're supposed to do. If you're a playoff team, you're beating a last place team.
That's right.
So,
but it was a gritty win. I mean, it was in extras. You did come from behind. A couple big late home runs.
But it kind of felt like a lackluster though. Getting down. What was it? 6-2, 6-1, 6-0.
I think it wasn't. It was 6-2, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just felt like it. Shouldn't have got to that point.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you had some issues with Young. I think Young pitched a little bit out of his breeches.
Yeah.
And I think that, but again, like, I mean, the Mets still did exactly what they did. We spoke about it yesterday. The pitching staff, not great, specifically the bullpen, highest ERA in the majors. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, after you got Young out of the game, you went to Soto, you went to that other guy, I forget his name, and you popped him. So, I mean, I think that, again, I mean, yes, like if you lost that game, it looks a lot worse than it does. But still, I mean, you're on the road, Camden Yards. Like, come on, it was. You
had to win.
You had to win.
Did
and you did?
Jay Bird saying they still win, but it just Jay. Like I said, these are the things.
You know it though, dude.
No,
when's a win? Cough.
I think it's just those are the type of comments that it's like Mets fans have the reputation for what they do. I think that's all, Jay. But that's fine. You want to. I think Jay wants to be that. So that's that's fine. To each its own, Tony. To each its own. But yeah, it was great. Nothing like going to the
play
game.
Ball.
Excited to go back again on Saturday.
I'll see you in the stadium today, brother.
Hopefully the Blue Jays can finally lose tonight, but I think it's their third game with the White Sox, or maybe not. I actually have to check that out.
I think it is. Yeah, third game.
Yeah, it is.
2-10.
Yeah. So that's the only thing that's unfortunate. But like I said, they'll come back down to earth. Interested to see how Schittler does tonight.
Do you know who they have next? The Blue Jays?
No. I don't know if they play tomorrow.
I think they're off tomorrow, to be honest.
They are off tomorrow.
Let's see, dude. I don't know how the quirks of the schedule. Athletics.
A's, yeah. So they'll probably sweep the A's. Severino 2-10, 530. I knew he sucked. Like Mets fans trying to defend him. Severino's
who? I mean, he did well with the Mets. That's it.
But like it's like you couldn't just. But from watching him last year, you couldn't tell that it was like he was like barely getting by, and that like this isn't going to be a guy you give $60 million to over 3 years.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think we knew that, which is why we didn't, you know, which is why the Mets didn't, I should say. And also, I mean, not for nothing, like, you know, down the stretch of the season, the taper, but still, I mean, you know, I mean, he still did better than I thought he would, I guess.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I'm sure right now he's probably doing way worse.
Dude,
than you thought.
Yeah, that looks good that the Mets didn't re-sign him.
Yeah, definitely a good move. So yeah, like I said, you know, excited to for the Yankees to get back out there this evening. Yeah, excited to see Schitler's debut. So we'll talk more about that in a second.
I don't think it's Schitler, by the way.
What do you think it is?
No, they said what it was yesterday on the radio.
Google it then.
Google it then.
Or you Baseball Reference will show you.
What's his first name?
Cam.
I
mean, was it going to be Scheitler?
It's Schlittler.
Schlittler.
It's not shit. It's Schlittler. Yeah, that's it.
Does it say it on here?
It doesn't. I don't think it. No, it doesn't have the full pronunciation, I guess. Too young.
So say it one more time.
Schlittler.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Oh, but the Northeastern. Okay.
There you go.
Is he from? Oh, he's from Walpole, Mass.
What do you know?
Probably a Red Sox fan.
Probably not anymore. I'm looking here. So Evans getting the start. Okay, yeah, he is a full starter. I guess he just didn't start the season in the rotation. 5 2/3 scoreless last time out against Kansas City. So it seems like he's had some really Logan Evans, who's pitching against Schlittler. He's had some good and bad. Doesn't seem like he strikes out too many guys. So should be a good matchup for the Yankees.
Let's go.
And let's build on last night. What did we LOL?
Yeah.
He knows. LOL. He knows about the Mets. He knows.
I think maybe it was more of the Schlittler, dude.
Maybe.
It's not about the Mets. Why are you so obsessed with the Mets, dude?
Because like it's just those things. The Kev Dews. It's just like you guys put it on a platter for me. I don't know what you want me to do. Yes.
What did I do?
All the Mets fans are the same. I'm sorry.
I didn't do anything.
They are, though. They are.
It was a good win last night.
So Tony wants to talk about the riveting win for the New York Mets last night over the last place Baltimore Orioles.
You know, you're really underselling that, dude. Like, come on.
You're doing what you're supposed to do, and you're acting like it was amazing. That's all. Because I think Kev even said the amazing Mets. Like, beat Baltimore, Kev.
That's what they're called, though.
Yeah, but it's just like, I think you got to like look at the context of it. It's like you won a game, you should win. That's it. It wasn't some amazing, great win. It wasn't.
I mean, I think that, but I think you're missing the context because yes, this team is in last place. Yes, they're 10 games under, but not for nothing. Were they not like 25 games under 500 like a couple months, like a month and a half ago, 6 weeks ago? Like this team has been doing way better, the Orioles specifically, and not for nothing. Like, you know, like, yeah, you want to celebrate it a little bit more because just like the Yankees have been, the Mets have been in a rut. So, you know, to go, you know, to start this series in Camden Yards, yes, to be down. Not for nothing. I mean, you didn't have the most confidence in Clay Holmes, and obviously, he, you know, services through the start. But I think specifically for the late night action, I mean, yeah, it was, you know, exciting. It was an excitable game to watch as well. And same deal. I mean, you know, just like the Yankees here, you know, you had the rain delay. It was about a 60-minute delay to start the game. I mean, you know, which again, I mean, I'm in the back of my head. I'm thinking Clay Holmes. Exactly. Oh my God. Yeah. God forbid, dude. And it's crazy because obviously we know where the state of the affairs here for the pitching staff for the Mets, but you know, to come out here and to get the dub in extras, you know, I think you definitely describe it as gritty. And Clay Holmes did do a good job. I mean, not for nothing, he was really pissing me off, dude. I actually went to the Horseshoe last night to watch this game. Dean and I sat down and watched it, actually, because Dean's an Orioles fan. So
anybody else watching or just you guys?
No, just us. Well, I guess there was a guy next to me, but he was, you know, obviously like, by default. Well, no, he wasn't like hammer, but just he was just like, oh yeah, like he was a Met fan. What doesn't matter, dude. In any case, dude, as I mentioned, Holmes solid through the first couple here. And like I said before, too, I think Young was surprising a lot of these Met hitters. You know, he had a good, you know, he stuck to classic like fastball changeup to start the game off. And that was fooling some batters. You know, you had McNeil, you had Nimmo, even Lindor, you know, and even Soto to start the game. He struck out to start the game. They were, you know, swinging way ahead of the changeups. kind of sitting fastball. And then all of a sudden, Young is mixing in this curveball. It kind of was, obviously, it was an effective mix here because through the first 3 innings, he was scoreless. And I think only gave up 1 hit. Yeah, single in the third. Through the first 3, only 1 hit was given up by him. And then in the bottom of the third was when Holmes started giving up hits. I talked about it too. His ERA, walks given up against lefties, not good. That's when you get players like Jackson Holliday and Cedric Mullins, who are lefties. Obviously, Mullins draws a walk after O'Neill strikes out. Stolen grounds out to third. Mullins goes to second. So you have runner on second, 2 outs, dude. Holliday ropes a single to right. And this is where you kind of saw some of the mistakes that Holmes was making. Really, just a lot of his off-speed pitches, the movement was flat. Like the sinker was not sinking, the slider was not sliding, and he was leaving these pitches over the middle of the plate. And obviously, at this point, like a player like Jackson Holliday is going to jump all over that. So, yes, you go down 1-0 early, and then Young continues his kind of good streak here, top of the fourth, 3 up, 3 down. Alonso grinds out to a double play to end the inning, which really sucked. Holmes gets through the fourth, and then I guess gets through the fifth as well. Again, the fifth was getting real rocky in terms of his location and stuff like that, but does get through it. Game still 1-0. Top of the sixth. Mets take the lead here. Ronnie Mauricio leadoff homer off of a changeup that really, I guess he was just, again, kind of recognizing the changeup. Roped this one 362 feet to right field. Mauricio's 4th homer of the year. And I believe he's on a 4-game hit streak as well right now. So Mauricio kind of heating up. He also displayed some good defense at third, Brian. And I'm kind of digging him at third base. I'm not going to lie. Right now, which is great. Beatty after that, speaking of third baseman, doubles to right. He was playing second actually yesterday, which I think was a good combo with him, Lindor, and Mauricio. Nimmo doubles to left to score. Beatty makes it 2-1. Nimmo absolutely on fire. Also this month, most of June as well. Last 5 games, he has 6 hits, 2 home runs. So that was dope, dude. You take the lead, but obviously bottom of the 6th, I mentioned Clay Holmes, Rocky, Holliday leads off the inning, hit by a pitch. I think it was a 2-0-2 count too. It was 0-2 count. He hit the guy by a pitch. Not good. And this was like, again, lefty just can't like handle that part of the zone. Hits him like in his foot. Like, oh my God. Like, it wasn't even close. And then just becomes so hittable. Westbrook is up back-to-back singles, bases loaded, nobody out. And at this point, you're thinking, Mendoza should probably pull him. Obviously, Mendoza, I guess, just thought like he needs to just take up outs. He needs to just get more outs. We can't just be asking the bullpen every night to be getting, 12, 15 outs every night. So, unfortunately, keeps him in there. O'Hearn, another lefty dude, doubles to right, scores Holliday and Westberg. It's 3-2. You give the lead back. Laureano, another single, makes it 5-2. And then at that point, he does pull Holmes. I guess the love lady was warmed up enough. He comes in, does get Cowser to fly out, hits O'Neill, but then Mullen grounds out to a fielder's choice here for the second out. Then they pull Lovelady to bring in Alejandro Carrillo, who at this point, Brian, coming into the game, was the 35th pitcher that the Mets have used this season.
Wow.
So again, I mean, we've talked a lot about the rotation of the bullpen because of the injuries. Obviously, Stearns doing his best, to get the most out of these guys. Laureano gets picked off at third to end the inning, so he throws, I think, 2 pitches.
There you go.
Yeah, so that kind of worked off there. But obviously 5-2, you don't feel great. And then in the bottom of the 7th, Carrillo gives up a solo shot to Holliday, makes it 6-2, like you had mentioned before. Kind of looking pretty dim here. But like I was saying yesterday with the bullpen, and even Dean, at the Horseshoe was like, not for nothing, like the bullpen always comes in and blows it. What do you know? Baker comes in, leadoff single for Nimmo. Lindor cranks one center field, dead center, dude. It was like one of those classic, just like high home runs dead center, scores him and Nimmo, obviously, cuts the deficit to 2. That was Lindor's 18th homer on the season. And then after that, the top of the lineup was just gelling. Soto singles to right. Alonso gets a home run of his own, another 2-run blast, ties the game at 6. Baker gets pulled for Kittredge. He ends up getting out of the inning. Tie game here. And Reed Garrett comes in, leadoff walk from Garrett. You're thinking it's kind of shaky because he hasn't been really that great, but does get a ground out and then gets O'Neill to ground out to double play. Great job in the middle infield for turning 2 here to get him out of the inning. Obviously, it was great. Diaz in for the 9th, 3 up, 3 down. We go to extras. And then top of the 10th here with Lindor on second. Soto single makes it 7-6. That was all the scoring for top of the 10th. We get Brazoban in the bottom of the 10th doing it again. Kind of surprised, honestly, that we didn't see Diaz again, because I said it earlier this week too. I would be a fan of asking Diaz to get 6 outs. Brazoban has been a little bit tough sometimes, these high leverage situations, but he gets 3 up, 3 down, strikes out Westberg. Henderson fouled out to third base, and then O'Hearn grounds out to second. Obviously fielded nice and calmly there by Beatty, which was great. Ends the game 7-6. Huge dub for the Mets. I mentioned some of the stats here. Obviously, Nimmo killing it. Look at Nimmo's splits for July and June. Has been absolutely outstanding here. In June, he batted .298, dude, with 14 ribbies, 6 homers. Didn't necessarily, I guess, hit for a lot of power, but you know what? It's July 9th, and he has 3 homers this month, batting .286. So he's finally heating up, which is kind of nice. We already know Soto's been heating up as well. And then again, that 6th inning or 7th inning, whatever it was, with the back-to-back, well, not back-to-back, but the homers by Lindor and Alonso. I mean, that's exactly what you're paying these guys to do. That's exactly what you want the top half of your lineup to do. And it was nice to see this offense kind of come from, obviously the Yankees series, now translating pretty well on the road here in Baltimore, which was awesome. You feel pretty good about that. Obviously, back in the diamond tonight, Peterson on the mound versus Sagano.
Sagano, who was good early, has been a disaster late. So it's like you can look at it both the 2 ways. Like, it's like, is he just going to keep sucking, or is he due to have some type of good performance? But the way he's been pitching, you would think you light him up.
Yeah, you would think so. 19 home runs given up by him. That ties 6th for most in the league here. So you'd imagine, players like Nimmo, who's had 2 grand slams in his past, week. Soto with the homers, Alonso Lindor. I mean, the ball should also be flying tonight. So you feel pretty good about it. Peterson, I know it kind of has been rocky on his own. But I feel like, almost like the way you're saying about Sagano, he's almost like due for a good start. And his career ERA against the Orioles, I think in 16 innings is like a 3.2, something like that. So, he hasn't done terrible against the O's. So you would imagine some type of, bounce back performance from him. I think his last outing wasn't that bad, but before that, the Phillies, Braves, a little rocky.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, both teams in a similar spot. Win tonight, you get to win the series and then play with house money in the finale. Right. We got a couple more here. Jay kind of being, I'm trying to think of it, very defensive, I guess you could say.
I think so. He says here we put it on the platter.
Well, actually, so that's not being defensive. The next comment is that's fat shaming. But it's like, you know what, Jay? That's fine.
And then he says this is Major League Baseball. They're all pros. The Mets game was gritty, comeback win. Exciting to watch.
Yeah. I mean you know me, Jay. It's just
it's just because it's the Mets. Like, we get it. Everyone also gets it, dude. Do you want some water?
No.
Just the allergies.
This is like a Jay proving the point.
Hungover, dude?
No. I actually just feel good. But I know no one will ever believe me this, and then the first thing you say is yes, it's because it's the Mets, it's that. But I swear to God, like Gary Cohen announcing a game just makes me fall asleep. I just cannot. That is one thing that just like really just like grinds my gears. That people actually think he's a good announcer. His style with like and here's Lindor. It's like I can't do that. Like I don't know how anybody listens to that and like enjoys listening to that sound. It's so like whiny. I'm just like, I'm serious. It has nothing to do with that. It's just the Mets.
I think it does.
No, because I was forced to watch the final half inning on Sunday. And my parents, because it's Rhode Island, you don't get the S Network, so they have the MLB package. And for whatever reason, they only had the Mets broadcast available. So I had to listen to it. And it's just so like, like, I don't know. It's just too, like, I don't even know how to describe it, but I don't get how that's enjoyable. That's all.
All right. That's fine. It's fine that you can think that. John Pollock here says we get the Mariners Friday night. That should be fun to watch.
Should be a series you should win.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
They win every game, right?
And then Daniel Green says Bader went 2 for 4 with a homer yesterday. Mets could use that in center.
He mentioned that point to you the other day.
He did. And I am glad that he brought that up, I guess, because, I honestly want to tip my cap to Mendoza a little bit for kind of moving the lineup around. McNeil started in center, obviously with the Marte injury, another injury that they got to work around. But McNeil in center, I think, worked really well. I mean, he had a good catch, nice like sliding catch, I think in the 5th maybe. Obviously, hopefully, he can just remain consistent because he's not the best outfielder. But still, I mean, I think him out there because, I mean, Taylor has just been so bad, dude. I think he's maybe batting 200.
He was the toast of town last year.
Yeah,
Taylor,
no, last year he was.
He's pretty good.
I mean,
Jay got his jersey, I think.
No, stop it. It's facetious, dude. But anyway, dude, I mean, I think throwing McNeil out there, putting Beatty at second, Mauricio at third. I think that was working really well because, I mean, obviously we know Vientos, who I think got a pinch hit, I think, opportunity in the game. He has also been just lackluster offensively. So
not even lackluster, just non-existent.
Yeah. And then also a liability at third, not to mention defensively. So I think, Mendoza recognizing that, shuffling the lineup around, I think that helped out a lot. And obviously with Nimmo leading off too, I mean, that's been obviously great for Nimmo and the rest of the team. So, I guess we'll see what happens. Trade deadline, center fielder. I still think it has to be addressed, but
you don't want Bader. You don't care about the home run this year.
I mean, come on. What is that?
I think he sucks.
I mean, it's just like his
You're going to trade
face,
for
dude.
it. I think he's like just a giant tease. Like he plays a couple of games. He looks like he could be really good, but at the end of the day, he's just not.
And also, like, I specifically remember him just misplaying balls in the outfield.
And just striking out and hitting high pop-ups.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you'll see it sometimes. Like the second a ball, he takes like 4 steps forward, and then it's over his head.
Yeah.
Like it's like what? Like how do you misplay that poorly? And I guess yes, he has some speed. He'll flash the glove every so often. But you're nervous about him, like in a big game, big spot, making an error, striking out at the plate. I mean, again, I guess at that point, just keep McNeil there at that point,
right?
But in any case, again, we'll see what happens. I mean, I still think at the deadline, you got to address the pitching. I think that's probably.
Bullpen and rotation, just like the Yankees. What else we got here? The great Erndini.
He says Soto only wanted to make the All-Star because of his bonus. Guess the tradition isn't enough. We talked about this the other day. Like he has the stats to make the All-Star game. Like that's.
No, it's
an
not.
All-Star,
But that's not what he's talking about. He's just talking about it. Just the common perception that's out there that I think is a very good point. That it's just like I know there's probably a ton of players that we have no idea, but that just don't. Like it's just all about the money for them. Like, and it's not, and you understand it. I mean, it's big money. It's lifetime money. But it seems like it's an extra priority for Juan Soto. But like I said, not every player. There's a lot of players that are like that. But you could just tell for him. I mean, money is clearly the top priority for him in his career.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. And he says 1 month doesn't make you an All-Star.
No, he wasn't like that before, but he deserved to be an All-Star.
Look at the stats. The stats are the stats.
And who was it that he made over? Wasn't there somebody or no? Like that he's like better than? I thought there was a comparison. I don't know. There was a reserve for the National League outfielder.
Oh, maybe it was Tatis.
Oh, why he hasn't been doing that well?
Well, it's just that Soto's numbers are better, I think. I think it was Tatis. And it was some other, I forget who, but
yeah.
Listen, at the end of the day, it's like, it's the All-Star game. I mean, that game, the league benefits when you have all the best players. And, Soto, again, deserved to be an All-Star. And he's been probably one of the more covered players this year, for media-wise. So
maybe that's part of it. Maybe he's not liked. Because who votes on the reserves? It's the players themselves?
I think it's the players themselves, yeah.
I mean, right? I don't think, besides Marte, that's what everyone was saying on TikTok, that's his buddy. I I don't know how close he is with most of the league.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I mean that type of voting. I mean, who even knows?
Yeah. But I think that might be a reason why.
Yeah, could be. Then Matthew Ryan, I'm going to get to you in a second, dude. But here he goes. Dominant game for the Yankees. Mets barely won, and he spelled it barley. Great job. And then one against the lowly organization. Bums. They won't be around in October. That's wrong. Yankees win is how a good team should win. And then he says, how did the Mets barely, spelling it barley again, win against the lowly Orioles? Yankees town, 10-3 convincing. And says, Tony, way to ignore my comments, dude. Well, just Ernie's more of a priority, even though you guys are both sound ridiculous, dude. And that's all I have to say about that.
What do you have to say about the picks? Did I go 4-2?
You went 3-3.
Where I don't
You don't understand?
Yankees in the over 2-0. The Royals game went under, so that should be 4-0 right there.
You had Yankees in the under.
No, I had the over. 7-3.
You sure about that? Because didn't I say yesterday you had all overs, and then you said you had the Yankees in the under? Do you have to check tape?
Yeah, we have to.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pull it up, dude.
I'm gonna pull it up first.
Because I remember I was like, oh, you.
I definitely said 7-3.
You have all the overs.
Well, first of all, check the total. Was it 10?
I'm gonna check what you said. You check the total, okay? Let's see what we got going on here.
So I think Warren will go 6 innings, 9 strikeouts, and only 1 earned run. And I think we tagged Gilbert for 5 through 4 and a third. And I think at the end of the day, by the time it's all said and done, and yes, Judge and Stanton homer. They lost, but their winning percentage is like 800. They do typically. So I'm going to say it's going to be the Yankees winning this game 6-2. Oh. God damn it.
So that's 3-3.
Wait, Royals, tuna, and then I went 0-2 on the other game?
The Cubs in the over.
And it was
Twins, right? They played Minnesota. Twins in the under.
Okay. Fucking shit. What did you do? I'm riled though that I said Judge and Stanton would homer and that Gilbert would get popped. So
no, yes, those are good calls.
And I won Richardson money because I told him to take the Yankees money line. And he listened.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
And then took the winnings, live bet the Mets and won there too.
Let's fucking go, dude. Yeah. I went 5-1 yesterday.
Oh wow, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
Royals
in the under hit 2-0.
Roll out the red
Mets
carpet.
in the over. And then I went 1-1 with the Giants.
So sick of this fucking nonsense. But all right, and I don't know if we need to go back to the tape, but is it your turn? I think, right?
I think it is because you started first with the Yankees in the under.
The over. That was the other day. Anyway, let's do an MLB 6-pack pick segment. Hirsch Law Firm. Wait, actually, no. Now I'm actually thinking about this for a second. I didn't take the Boston game, or I thought I took the Royals, but I took the Boston. Is that what happened yesterday?
No, you took Red Sox in the over. It says.
Oh, I didn't take any Royals game. Okay, no. So I went 2-0 there.
I took the Royals.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Continue on.
All right.
Hirsch Law Firm.
Yes, dude. Hirsch Law Firm. Let's go. Game 2, day 2. Win number 2 here for the Mets in this series. I'm obviously taking the Mets. We mentioned Sagano, dude. 19 home runs given up. All right. 6th in the league. That's not good. Obviously, the bullpen can give up some more runs here. So I'm probably going to hammer the over. Honestly, I haven't even checked the over, but I'd say give me Mets. It's probably going to be the over here. Home runs, balls flying out of the park. Why not Mauricio? Back-to-back days, back-to-back home runs, dude. He's been heating up. I think Soto is due for a home run as well. Obviously didn't have any yesterday. Had the big hit in the 10th to give the Mets the lead. And he's been hot in terms of average right now, but it's been nice to see some power. They get a deep ball action. Maybe on the warning track yesterday. He's due for a home run. So bets, Ernie. Prop bets, Mauricio, Soto, anytime home run. I'd probably put Lindor on the over total bags probably as well. Peterson here. By the way, he is the only, Peterson is the only starting pitcher to go into the 7th inning here for the Mets. He's done it 4 times this season. Give me the 5th time tonight. So give me the over on innings pitched for Peterson as well. I'm sure maybe it's like 6.5. Doesn't really matter. 6 1/3. Give me goes 7 innings. I guess maybe 3 earned runs. Gives up maybe a solo shot in the 7th to like a Jackson Holiday. Gets plucked after that. Bullpen takes care of the job. Maybe we'll see Diaz in back-to-back days. I don't know. But in any case, give me the Mets winning this game. I'm going to say it's 8-4. Mets in the over, dude. Let's go.
All right. So back to Yankee Stadium we go. The debut of Cam Schlittler. And they did designate for assignment Jeff Hartlieb, like we expected. And he's going to go against Logan Evans, who in limited action, 45 2/3 innings, 3-2, 2.96. So he's pitched well. And obviously, it's the major league debut for Schlittler. But I feel good. I think, this Mariners lineup, sure, you have to worry about Arozarena and Raleigh. Other than that, Julio Rodriguez is off this year and has been off the last couple of years. So I feel like he can limit the damage. So I'm hoping I'm going to be conservative here. 5 2/3, 2 or 3 runs earned. And then, maybe 7 or 8 strikeouts. He's pitched very well in the minors. In 76 2/3 innings. He has 99 strikeouts, 282 between double and triple A. So I think he will pitch well. The stadium will be behind him. They take him out in the middle of the inning, standing as he comes off the mound. And I think the Yankee offense early, often, once again. And I'm going to say Judge and Stanton again. I think go deep as long as Stanton's in the lineup, but I think they will. And I don't know if it's 10, but I think the Yankees win this game. Let's do the score I thought I had yesterday in 7-3. So that would be the Yankees and the over.
All right, cool, dude. I mentioned Sagano tied for 6th most home runs given up in the league. Do you know who's first in the league, Brian? Zach Littell of the Tampa Bay Rays, dude, and he is pitching tonight. I think he has 25 home runs given up, something like that, dude. But he's pitching against the Detroit Tigers, so watch out, dude. Tigers are hosting the Rays here. The Rays, who have lost 4 of the last 5. Tigers looking for the sweep, looking to make it 6 in a row, I think. I'm actually not 100% sure. Tigers are going to make it 6 in a row here. And I think they absolutely will, and it's going to probably get ugly here. Reese Olson on the mound, 4-3. He'll be getting his 5th win, 2.89 ERA. Zach Littell, I think, gives up 2 homers. He got up 24, by the way, in the season, leads the league. I would say 2 home runs within the first 2 innings. He gets banged around, maybe goes 4 2/3 or 5 innings, 5 earned runs. Reese Olson, quality start, 6 innings, 3 earned runs. Detroit goes on to win this one, probably opening the game up maybe in the 6th, 7th inning with a 5-run 7th inning, let's say. Detroit wins this game. I'm going to say 9-4. Tigers in the over.
All right. Going back to the well, just like with the Yankees, we're going to go with the Red Sox. And I know it's tough taking the Red Sox, but listen, it's a smart move. Colorado, they have batting practice pitchers. Antonio Sensatella, 3-12, 6.57, 1.9 whip, 132 hits, an 86 and 30 inning. It's just not going to play well at Fenway Park. And that's why so far they have been outscored 19-5. And I think the Red Sox put up double digits once again. And I think at the end of the day, Red Sox, we're going to say 12-3 Red Sox in the over.
Red Sox over, dude. All right, next game, 3rd game for Tony. What's it going to be, dude? The Nationals? I don't know. Boy, this is tough, dude. I could go with the A's. No, dude. Do I go? I don't know. Cubs over the Twins. Cubs are good. The offense. Horton, though. Is there something I'm missing, dude? I mean, I guess maybe give me the Dodgers here. Let's go to Milwaukee, American Family Field. Jose Quintana on the mound, towing the slab, matched up against a Tyler Glasnow. Tyler Glasnow here, another year, limited innings pitched, only 4 starts this season. It seems 14 innings pitched, not great. That's not right. 4 starts. What the hell is that? It's versus the NL specifically. What the hell is ESPN doing here? Look at his last couple starts. I mean, obviously not a lot to look at. I think it's serviceable. I say Brewers get. I mean, actually, I don't know, man. Well, Dodgers, Brewers going for the sweep. Dodgers though losing how many in a row here? Is it 5? It is 5. Going on a skid. I've talked myself into a corner. Dodgers break out of it. Freeman grand slam, 5th inning. Dodgers win this one. I'll say 7-5. Dodgers over. Book. I don't know.
All right. So third game, final game. I think good pick there. I was probably going to take the Dodgers, Tony. Not going to lie.
All right.
Right,
I know,
right,
dude.
Right.
I mean, Verlander, first win of the season, maybe?
No. I guess I'll take the Cubs to bounce back. That was embarrassing to the Twins yesterday. Cade Horton, David Festa, target field, 740. And yeah, I mean, I think the Twins are mediocre. The Cubs are a very good team this year. I know they lost 8-1 yesterday. Maybe they return the favor. Maybe they win 8-1. And I say they do just that. Cubs under, just like that. MLB 6-pack pick segment. Hirsch Law Firm. No water.
Boy, no water.
It's like the Sahara over here.
Oh my gosh.
And I do see Kev Dugan in the comments. Getting angry as always. What we got?
Is he?
I don't know.
Let's see what he's got, dude. Let's see a little Kev Do spot. Matthew Ryan, I'm gonna say this once and once only. Stop trashing the Mets, bro. You're a bum. Go push some cards.
See, I think one thing, and I know it always seems like I'm the one, attacking the Mets, but I think like a point of contention between Mets fans and the rest of the league is like, I think like they get like Mets fans just get so like offended that like they're poked at, they're made fun of, and it's just like, listen, that's part of it, and it's like the same with the Yankees. I know there's a lot of people that hate the Yankees. I get that. I can understand that, but it seems like the Mets fan has like this like need to be loved by all, and it's just like not everybody is going to be on board with that, and that's okay, But it seems like there's just such like an offense to like the Hawk Tua, the grimace, and just talking about what has been the Mets in their history, and it just seems like Mets fans have a hard time accepting that.
Do you want me to respond?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know, man. I mean, I think any fan, including yourself, I mean, you get offended when someone attacks the Yankees. Like, you strike back. And also, like, I mean, like, you're all about the Yankees, which is also fine. I mean, any fan is with their own team. I don't think for Mets fans to be offended. I mean, Matthew Ryan is talking nonsense. I mean, like any other fan, they would defend this team. And that's it, dude. And like, again, like Ernie wants to say they can't handle criticism. They want good treatment without the criticism. Like honestly, like what does that even mean? Like, because that just isn't like it just sounds like a fantasy.
Like I
idea,
said, though,
dude.
I think the difference is as Yankee fans, we know there's a target on our back. We're the Yankees. People don't like us. That's fine. But it just seems like with the Mets, it's like, I don't know, the fans, and maybe it's just like they feel like they've been the brunt of too many jokes over the years. It's like, I think it's like I think what it is they want to not be the Mets in terms of like just the reputation that they have, and the difference in opinion or like the not being on the same page is that I get this sense that they feel like that they aren't that organization anymore without like, but really that's not going to be true until they win a championship. You know what I mean? And I just think it's tough for Mets fans to accept that. But that is a reality. They will be looked at completely different if they win a championship. 100%.
Right. And again, I mean, it's this doesn't have anything to do specifically with the Mets. I think that's what people get a lot of things confused. I mean, any organization that doesn't win, you're going to be upset about it. Like any organization that is the butt of a joke, you're going to be upset about it.
I think it's so they've probably been the butt of the joke, like, you know what I mean, more than most teams, or the most almost.
I don't know. I mean, I think that's tough to say.
Just because they're a big market team.
I think in New York, in the tri-state area, probably even in New England, yes.
Yes.
Across the entire country, probably not. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they're definitely up there.
Oh, no, they're definitely up there. But I mean, like, think of like the Angels. Like, they're an organization that's probably even more laughable. The Pirates, up until a couple of seasons, the Tigers were, you know? Even the Orioles, too. They were a little bit of a laughing stock. But I think,
you know what the difference is, though, too? There are more fans in those organizations. I mean, we're assuming. I mean, I guess we don't, like, have the numbers in front of us. But you know what I mean? There's more Mets fans than there are Angels fans or Orioles fans. You know what I mean?
I guess I would assume that.
Right, just because of how many people live in New York.
Right.
So I think that's the way I look at it. And then Ernie says it means you want pats on the back for being good, not the shit like that comes with the LMAO, or as if you don't have a history of full failures.
I mean, again, I think that's just nonsense to say. I mean, any team, any fan that gets criticized, I mean, you're gonna try to defend yourself. Like that is what it is. Like when the Yankees get criticized by someone like a Kev do to Ernie do you not clap back? I mean, that's what people do. I will say though, it is like, you know, harping on no championship since '86. I mean, yeah, obviously the World Series drought is pretty significant. Like there's no like going around that, but it's like, you know, like the Wilpons aren't in charge anymore. You know, like they do have a great lineup. They have a great team. And I think it's when people, you know, almost like a Matthew Ryan who sits here probably watching 0 Mets games this year and is going to try and talk something about how the Mets are not doing well. When obviously in reality, I mean, they have one of the better records in the league. Like they do have great players in the team. And I mean, they're navigating a really harsh year in terms of injuries. I mean, I think that there is something to be said for how impressive Mendoza and Stearns have been navigating the season so far, you know? And I think that, you know, again, I'm not like asking to be praised, but when people are in here talking about shit they don't even know what they're talking about, like obviously, yeah, like you're going to say something.
And I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, the only way to really, you know, make that decisive is to finish the job. And like I said, I mean, they do that, then all of this stigma, I think, you know, goes away. And then Kev, do you want your hoodie?
It's a great hoodie, by the way. Very comfortable.
Is that available on the store? I don't think so, right?
I don't know if it still is, to be honest. I mean, this is probably the first thing I ever got.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
It is pretty wild because the only hoodie I've seen that has like these pockets are separate.
Oh, wow.
Like, it doesn't go across. So
that's crazy.
Like, it's pretty sweet, dude. And obviously, it's like kind of light. It's great for the studio. So I highly recommend it, dude. And then Ernie also says differences that I can admit my team's shortcomings without excuses other than we sucked. I mean, I don't know if that's a dig at someone specifically, but I mean, it's like, I mean, I've talked about us sucking. Like, I don't.
I think it, like I said, I think it's just, I get it, but I think that's the whole point of contention. Is like the Mets fan. I mean, how could you blame them? Like, they don't want to be looked at as the Mets, like, and just like it's a joke and they're not taken seriously. And I think that's the point of contention. And it's like,
I mean, doesn't everybody?
Yeah, but like I said, I think that they've taken on the chin more. If you just think about like the amount of fans that have and then how long it's been, I think they've really taken on the chin more than any other team. Because I think those other teams you name, it's just they don't have like it doesn't appear to us anyway, but like the passion. Because I think it just in general, anytime you're a team in New York, you're naturally going to have that obsession with winning. And it seems like other organizations just don't share that. You know what I mean? Or not even organizations, but towns. Yeah, not the same. Like, it's like for the Angels and the Orioles, like the big deal versus how long it's been since they've won a title versus how long it's been any New York team winning a title. It's completely different. With the media and everything, like it's looked at completely differently.
I would, but I guarantee you, like, again, I mean, not to keep bringing up Angels, but there's got to be like diehard fans of the Angels that probably think the same way. Having the best player in the league.
As many of them.
There probably isn't as many of them. I mean, obviously, you think of LA, obviously, there's Padres, Dodgers, Giants. There's so many organizations that have history, obviously, but still, I would think, I don't know. I mean, not for nothing, Angels in like the 90s back then when they were obviously newer, you got the movie, the Disney movie, Angel in the Outfield. I mean, they were a popular mainstream team.
Well, you know what it is, too, and I think it's with like these warm weather cities, whether it's teams in Florida, teams in California, you know, there's so many other alternatives right there. The beach, the weather, the outdoor activities where those fans like, oh, like you're not going to be good. All right, well, we don't need to go to the game. And that's why like when Southern California football isn't doing well, you look at the stadium, there's 10,000 people there. Like they're not going to show up if they're not playing well. There's other alternatives, but it's different. The pressure, I think there's no way that anywhere else, I think in the country, just all sports in general, that there's more pressure than there's in New York. There definitely isn't. Nothing compares to the pressure of being a New York athlete. Everybody always says it. It's different in New York.
It is different in New York. There's no doubt about that.
And then what else we got here?
Aaron says, wearing a hoodie in 90-degree weather, you're trying to cut weight, ? It is currently 64 degrees in the studio.
By the way, I want to say that thermostat is broken. It feels like it's 74.
I will say, like, over by you, because it's right here.
There's a vent?
Yeah, it's
no vent.
Like it's hitting me, and then also you're over there. You get the lights and stuff, so it's
makes sense.
Yeah. It is unfortunate, but we also have Ernie saying Tony trying out for the Mets. They need all the help everywhere. I mean, yeah, I'd love to play for the Mets. That'd be great. He says y'all dropping like flies. You can pitch or play outfield.
And then Kev says Ernie, the Yankees got more needs. I don't think you could really definitively say either which way. I think it's similar. To be honest,
the parallels, dude.
Right? But I mean, I don't think it's decisive one way or the other. They both need a couple pitchers.
Yeah,
and that's apparent. I think the only difference is we need third. You need center. I mean, that's really it. So very, very, very similar, very parallelistic, which I know isn't a word, but we'll make it one today. But let's do another edition, Immaculate Grid. Yearney's ready.
Yearney is ready, hot and ready here. Let's go, dude. Speaking of some West Coast teams, we have a couple here on the grid.
Top left, Jose Trevino.
Top left, Jose Trevino. 1%. Top middle, Kevin Pillar.
What do we got?
0.2. Let's go, dude.
Top right, Carlos Beltran. No one thinks of him as the Texas Rangers.
I know, only 1 year, I think, right?
And only 1%.
Only 1%. Bang, dude.
Giants Reds, my favorite, Reggie Sanders.
9107. Bang.
Kind of going out of order here, but bottom right.
Ooh.
Michael Jack Schmidt.
Schmidt.
Schmitty.
Mike
20.
Schmidt. I actually didn't know his middle name was Jack, dude.
I just remember hearing a call like that they said that.
We can do Conforto for mid.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna be too much. I don't know.
It's 90. Who
JD?
cares?
No, yeah.
JD.
Davis.
Oh, did he play for? I don't think he played for the Dodgers.
I don't think he did though. 5% for Conforto.
That's fine.
We'll take it, dude.
2,000 hits for the Giants.
Jeff Kent. Gold Glove for the Dodgers, my boy Zach Greinke.
Did he? I don't.
I know for a fact he did. I don't know if there's anyone like lower than that. I mean,
God, I think not everybody thinks.
Go ahead.
It.
Zach Greinke, dude, bang, 3%. And then Reds Gold Glove. Yasiel Puig. Did he have one with the Reds?
I don't know. This might be a Yearney.
I know, dude. This was a tough one. I mean, again. By the way, Aaron says, good times at the game yesterday. Barnes, thanks again, brother.
No doubt, man.
And he says, I'm just waking up over here.
Was a hell of a time. And I have to say, Aaron, I wish I was just waking up over here because definitely a little tired, but so worth it. Just a perfect night, start to finish. Great company, great game. And you can't beat being at a game when you have that many like runs home runs and you just dominate a team. No better feeling.
By the way, Kipter says,
that's definitely 90%.
So
I don't know if Frazier won one. I'm trying to think of other. I don't know if Junior won one
with that team. Yeah, I don't know for sure, dude. Who the hell cared about the Reds?
Joey Votto, did he win one?
Talk about no pressure.
Popular.
Cincinnati.
Did Edwin Encarnacion, Brandon Phillips, but did he win one? Do we know? This is where we really need Ernie.
Yeah, we do need. It's funny how all of a sudden now Ernie's just like not around, dude. Yeah,
job.
If he's not talking shit about the, only wants to talk shit about the Mets, dude. Nothing else, dude.
I'm trying to think of other Reds players. Johnny Bench. Is that going to be hey? Joe Morgan. Joe Morgan. Joe Morgan
had to.
Even if it's 60%, who cares?
Yeah, 84. Here we go. Joe Morgan, 5%.
That's
dude.
good. What was it? 27.
27.
I think we're doing pretty well here.
Only 21 players, by the way. Gold Glove Reds, dude.
With the grids recently, huh?
Yeah, no, we're doing great with the grids recently, dude.
So yeah, I mean, Ernie's basically retired at this point.
It doesn't even need, although we did call him yesterday. That was the catcher, dude.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
That was a crazy one, dude. And then Kev Do is double.
Did Brandon Phillips win more than one?
I hate when it takes you to this page. It just says like, let's just look up Reds Gold Gloves.
Oh, and it's funny when he said good one, Kev. I thought he thought like Kev was derails when he said, "Man, the Mets clearly are the class of the league."
Johnny Bench did get one. Joey Votto, Barry Larkin, yes.
Barry.
George Foster, Pete Rose, obviously. Bucky Walters. This is 19. Ernie Lombardi, dude, 1938.
Wow.
Oh wait, what am I? Okay, hold on, stand by. Sorry. Brandon Phillips, multiple ones. Scott Rowland,
4.
Pokey Reese, Brett Boone.
Pokey Reese.
Brett Boone, dude.
I didn't know Brett Boone played for Cincinnati.
Well, now we know, dude. Tommy Helms, Leo Cardenas, Vada Pinson, Roy McMillan, Frank Robinson, Harvey Haddix.
Hey, Javi.
And that pretty much sums it up, dude. Tucker Barnhart.
There we go. And then also some home run derby news. We got O'Neal Cruz, Ronald Acuna Jr., James Wood, Byron Buxton. So pretty good field so far.
Yeah.
Cal Raleigh, that'll be fun to watch. And I just want to see. So he'll be the first player since Bell in 19 to do it from Pittsburgh. Teoscar Hernandez, defending champ, not doing it. And then obviously no Judge, Ohtani, or Alonso. So we'll see who else does it, because is that Monday or no?
No, is it really? You're right, actually. Is it Monday? No. Home run derby.
It's Monday,
2025. July 14th. I mean,
and I said James Wood, not James Witt. D-Rolls.
Come on.
This is when Josh would play the clip.
And then he goes, but Brian, you did say Witt.
I didn't.
And then Kev Do says Phillips is married to a wrestler, Jade Cargill.
There you go. And then also Dallas Keuchel is signing with the Royals.
Really?
Minor league contract. Start at AAA, prorated $2 million if he reaches the majors. It's not pitched in the majors for nearly a full calendar year after being designated first time by the Brewers last July. Had a 5.40 ERA.
I guess good for him.
And then Patrick Bailey had a walk-off inside the park home run for the Giants, first in the major since 2016.
Kind of wild.
And I guess, I mean, that's really all there is. I didn't see any other news.
Oh, regarding baseball? No, nothing really.
The way you said that did not, like, it sounded like a demon took over your voice there because you were yawning. That did not, like, I want to go back to that clip. Honestly, that sounded weird, dude.
Really? Let's see. Hold on.
Let's tell you, man. Yeah.
Very nice. Hmm.
Doing that as a bite, yeah. I would not think that's you at all.
Yeah, it doesn't really sound me at all. That's pretty wild.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, I think that's really where we're at. Obviously, bright and early. We got the Scottish. Any type of gaming corner tonight?
Oh yeah, today's Wednesday. That's right,
Yeah.
dude. There is Gaming Corner. We're doing Castle Crashers
What's
per
that?
Joey Greenwood's request. I'm honestly not entirely sure. It does seem to have some type of popularity though.
Okay.
But it seems like we're all going to be playing at the same time. I think it's kind of like a co-op, like smash and bash
There
game,
you
whatever. So Xbox 360 tonight, 7 p.m. Dude, probably some pizza on hand. Starving right now, dude. Not gonna lie. So it should be pretty fun. So tune in for that.
Yoki. Oh, right now, Jenny's cheese or sausage pizza would be unbelievable.
We still gotta try Jenny's.
I know.
Have you ever been? Maybe we talked about this. Have you been to Roseland's in Derby?
Yes. Yep. And I've been there. I'm trying to think. I think it's only been twice or 3 times. But yeah, same deal there. Cheese, sausage, and then
good,
the
dude.
antipasto. The cold antipasto. Fire, bro.
Absolute fire.
It's a shame that it's not that out of the way, but you know what I mean? It's like you're not what are you really over there for? So it's kind of like from here to there. I mean, it's got to be 25 minutes?
Probably,
and then you're
right,
just like you're in Derby, and what are you doing? I guess if you have something going on in Milford, it's not that far, but
true.
Or we hit it on the way back from Oxford Greens. But yeah, Joey, we're out for the pizza. So, and you, I'm sorry, you said, was it 7? You're going to do that or
7 p.m., dude?
There you go. Josh be riled. But yeah, so tune into that. But great show today. Really appreciate everybody who tuned in and continues to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives in the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jane Costume, the merch at DowntimeTV.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games, enjoy Gaming Corner. Let's go Yankees.
Let's go Mets.
And we will see you. Mania.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.